So the first thing we need to do is create our cities. Now we will have 4 cities, A, B, C and D, and we can go ahead and create them and give their name is very imaginative. As you can see, the first city is called City A, City B, and so on. I've used the shorthand notation here to create variables. It's not always recommended to do it, but no harm is done here. Anyway, we'll now need to connect each of our cities, and I randomly connected each city to the other ones. As you can see, the design of the whole class entity class has made the connection class here completely invisible to whoever is using the class. And when you have something like that, it means that you are on the right track, because you've done something right, because the less stuff the user needs to do and the less stuff the user needs to know, the better the integrity of your program. And I won't connect D with A on purpose. Very well. And finally, we'll create our person. Starts at A, goes to B, then to C, then to D, and back to A. If I run the program now, you will see that he will use the correct vehicles to get from one place to the other. Now, there you go, and he had to walk it to A as well, because I did not connect it. Very well. And finally, I'm going to show you an alternative to implementing the vehicle factory. As I said, there are many ways. In this example, the person is the vehicle factory, because we said that the person has, you know, his own preferences, so he's the vehicle factory. But we could have maybe made the city a vehicle factory, so that we would say, for example, in city A you can only get cars and yachts, and in city B you can only get helicopters. So we could have made the city a vehicle factory. We could also do it by composition, where we don't actually make the city implement a vehicle factory, but we would do something like this and implement the vehicle factory inside the class itself. but the most commonly used technique to create the factories is by making it a singleton. That is, there will be only one instance of the factory for all the program, and everyone needs to use that. So I'm going to show you that right now, how we can do that. Here's the our factory class. It will be a singleton, so we need the instance variable, which is static there. We need to remember to make the constructor private so that no one can initialize an instance of universal vehicle factory, and we need to obviously implement the method in the interface. And in fact, I'm going to change it a bit here. We will first check by air. Then check by the road, and then check by sea. And there you go. See, so even if I have five objects, I can even change the way they create the vehicle, each one of them solving the problem differently. As I said, the problem is creating a good vehicle. Now, for example, someone who is afraid of air will certainly not solve of air. If he's afraid of airplanes, will certainly not solve that problem by taking a helicopter. And the singleton pattern here ensures that there is only one instance of universal vehicle factory that everyone can access here by executing this method. And in fact, now when I go back to the person and he wants to create a vehicle, I won't use this method here. I'll change it so that it uses the universal vehicle factory. So this is an alternative to how I can solve the problem. And as you can see, he uses a helicopter now. And that is the second Java tutorial for you. I hope you found it interesting and you could understand, you could follow my examples. Please leave any feedback. I really appreciate your feedback in the comments below, because I plan to do these regularly, and obviously I want to improve from one tutorial to the other, and I'd really appreciate your feedback below. If you like what you saw right now, feel free to subscribe and share it with your friends. And I also am taking any suggestions which you might have for the next Java tutorial. Remember, I plan on working on intermediate problems, not the very basic Java stuff, the more interesting kind of challenges. So thank you for listening, and goodbye.